get this party started because I see our guest of honor looking so fabulous. So happy Sunday, happy team call. I'm so excited today to have our very own Leslie Frantz on the call. She started coaching at the very end of 2019. So she started in October, November, and December of 2019. In those 3 months, she hit Success Starter, which is a huge deal. If you see her on social media, you're now seeing that she is in the work test group with Joel Freeman. She earned that because of becoming a Success Starter. And I know we have some future Success Starters and some that are on the way currently in this team. So get excited for them as well. Leslie also hit Diamond in the first 6 weeks of her business, which is a huge, huge deal. And it was the first time somebody on Team VIP had done it. Somebody within our team had done it that quickly. So she's going to just speak to kind of her journey, her first 3 months, how she did it. She's a full-time accountant. She has a very busy baby girl, and she is up to her eyeballs in craziness. She's going to share a little bit about her story, how she's done it. But y'all, if you have not met Leslie or have not taken the time to learn her coaching story, you guys are in for a treat. And I'm super excited to hear her share. So I'm going to mute myself, and Leslie, you have the floor, girlfriend.
All right. Do I just hit the share button to share my screen? Is that how this works?
Yes.
All right. All right. Can y'all see it? Good. All right. Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for letting me do this. This is crazy. I'm very nervous, but excited at the same time. And I will say, as Jessica just mentioned, I'm so new to this. I am by no means an expert. So hopefully what I can share with you today is helpful in some way, shape, or form to you. But just because I did it this way doesn't necessarily make it the right way either. So just wanted to start with that. So I guess I first want to start off with something that I think is really important before getting even started in this business, and just really is the why. And so for me, when Jessica called me that day and said, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I really had to step back and say, "Okay, why am I going to do this?" And so for me, if you don't know anything about me, I started my Beachbody journey in June 2018 as a customer. And at that point in time, I was a new mom. Lily, I think, had just turned 2. I am a CPA. I worked for a large public accounting firm in the audit practice. And during that time, I didn't really take care of myself at all. I was very focused on my career. Once Lily came, I was very focused on her. And I just had kind of just put myself to the wayside. And so when I got to June 2018, I was like, man, I need a change. I need a change, and I need something that works for me. My husband is a high school football coach. He's very busy as well. 6 months out of the year, I rarely see him. So I really am working full time and taking care of my daughter. So I was like, I need something that doesn't require me to go to the gym. And so Beachbody came into my life, and I immediately started seeing results. I immediately started seeing success, and I truly believed in the product and the solution. So when I decided to do coaching, I was like, well, what is my purpose? And my purpose was to assist others in reaching their goals with a solution that was life-changing for me. I myself was evidence that it worked and that it was truly life-changing. So I wanted that to come across as I was talking to people and as I was sharing my story with people. And then on top of that, there was the money side of it. Obviously, you know, I wanted to make a little bit extra money from my mommy spending money, the things that I wanted to do. So in general, that was my purpose in the biz. The next two kind of go hand in hand together a little bit. The next thing that was important to me, again, I am an accountant. I'm kind of a type A personality. I really need to understand what I'm doing before I jump into something. And so I don't know if Jessica remembers this, but we had talked, I said yes, I signed up, and about a week later, I guess I'd kind of gone a little radio silent. She hadn't heard anything from me. And she sent me a message and she was like, is everything okay? Can I help you in any way? And I told her, I'm honestly just trying to figure this out. I'm watching the trainings, trying to figure out what is going on. I wanted to understand. I was seeing emerald, I was seeing diamond, ruby, I was seeing star diamond. I'm like, what do all of these things mean? What do they mean for me? And then, of course, Success Club, like people talking about Success Club all the time. What is that? And so I was just trying to figure out what all these things meant so that I could then go and set my goals for the business. So that's how I get to my goals. So once I learned all these things, I said, okay, I know that it's important to get to Emerald so that I can start making that passive income. So goal one, month one, was to get to Emerald. Then month two, I actually talked to Jessica and I said, I think my next goal is going to be Ruby. And she said, no, I think you can do Diamond. So then it turned to Diamond because Jessica told me I could do Diamond. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get to Diamond. And then I was like, I'm going to get the Success Starter. After looking at everything, reading everything, I thought, okay, if I get to Success Club, a couple of things happen. If I hit Success Club, I start getting customer leads, which, hey, that's got to help your business, right? You're getting email, like basically people are given to you to serve. So I was like, I want to hit Success Club. Then I was like, okay, well, if I get to Success Starter, I'm going to get that free ticket to Summit. I want the free ticket to Summit. I'm going to do what it takes to get the free ticket to Summit. And then on top of that, little did I know that it also meant that I was going to get to do the 10 round test group, which has been amazing. And we can talk about that at the end a little bit. So basically, understood what my purpose was going into it, made sure I had the knowledge to know what my goals needed to be successful. And then I set my goals for the first 3 months. So that is my why. Then I kind of went into the who and the what. So, now I'm ready. I know what my goals are. But my next question was like, who do I help? Who is going to want to listen to my story and is going to want to join me on this journey? And so for me, and I think this might be one of the most important things, especially as you're going out on social media, is knowing who your target market is. Who are you trying to help? For me, I decided it was women like me. Someone who maybe just had a baby, someone who was maybe just done having kids and was ready to invest some time in themselves again. And so then I started gearing all my social media posts, all my stories to that market. I started talking about time because, again, I mentioned to you, I don't have a lot of time to I live basically 20 minutes away from a gym. So if I was going to go somewhere, especially with my husband's schedule, it'd have to be at 3 a.m. I don't have time to go to the gym at 3 a.m. I know people that do it. I don't know how they do it because I need my sleep, but I know people that do that, but that wasn't for me. And I knew there were other people in that same situation. Like they wanted to get a workout in every day. They wanted to do something for themselves, but they just didn't have the time to do it outside of the house. So I focused on that. I focused on problem areas that we have as women, especially after having kids. I specifically talked about abs because I never thought I would ever share a picture of myself without a shirt on social media because I never thought I would ever have abs. Y'all, I have abs. I have abs now. And people think that it's not possible. But when you can show them, hey, I've done this and it is possible, it changes people's mindset about what is possible. So I found my target market and then I posted and shared for that market. So then what? What do you do? So probably the biggest thing that everyone talks about is the tracker. And I didn't actually use the actual activity tracker. I created my own at the time and I just had an Excel spreadsheet. But I basically went in and, as I've mentioned, I started my journey in June 2018. And during that time, I was sharing things about myself as I hit certain milestones on social media. And during that time, people were reaching out to me and asking, what are you doing? Can you tell me more about it? So I first went back through all of my posts from the time I started Beachbody, and I wrote down and I added everybody to my list who had reached out to me previously. I then started looking at my social media tracking, or my social media traffic, sorry. And I started looking at, again, people in that market who was watching my stories all the way through. Sometimes I was putting on really long stories purposefully to see who made it through like all 6 slides of my story. And those are the people that I was adding to my list as well. And then I was inviting. I was sending messages to people. And I think this is one of the things that's really hard starting out is you don't want people, I know one of the things I was scared of is people just thinking I'm just trying to sell you something. But I think that's where your purpose comes in. Again, my purpose was to help people. And so when I was sending out the invites to these people each day, I made it a priority to make those invites personal. Because if you think about it, when you first start in the business, you don't really have a huge social media following of people that you don't already have some kind of relationship with. The people that are following you are acquaintances or people that you've come across at some point in your life. Some are fairly good friends, some others like were good friends at some point in time. And so I tried to be very personal in the messages I sent. I first started talking about them, and I talked about their kids, and I talked about their husbands and families, all those things. So that didn't come across that I was just being sleazy or creepy or anything. I wanted them to see that I was legitimately true in what I was sending to them. And then I was tracking responses and follow-ups. So whenever I would reach out to someone, I basically give them 3 days to respond back. And if they hadn't responded back in 3 days, I noted it and then I would follow up. And then if they did respond back and they said, well, now's just not a good time, I'm going on vacation, I'll be back at the beginning of November, I wrote down follow up in November. Because they were basically saying to me, I am interested, but just not right now. So I put those down to say, hey, those are possible people I can help in November. And then lastly, when I did get responses, I made it a point, again, because these are people that I've known previously, to have verbal communication with them. I didn't just go back and forth through Messenger. I actually said, let's chat, let's have a discussion, and we'll talk about that a little more on the next slide. But I made that something that was really important to me to, again, make it feel like it was a more personal type interaction. So that was the who and what. So now I'm going to jump into the how I did it. And as I put it on paper, it actually looks a little crazy. Like, I can't believe that it actually happened this way, but this is the how. So month 1, again, my goal was to get to Emerald and Success Club. So the first thing that I needed to do after I did my research and understood what the heck I was doing, I identified my first 2 coaches. And my first coach was my husband, and I put him on my right leg. And this was obviously after talking to Jessica and kind of understanding everything a little bit better. And I will have to say, I'm so thankful for my husband. He's been very supportive in all of this. And he's actually using all the products now. He drinks Shakeology every day, Energize and Recover every day, and eats a beach bar every day. No lie. So he's as into it as I am, and I'm very appreciative of him for that. And then I found another active coach. And my other active coach is actually my sister-in-law, Holly, who I believe is on tonight. Hi, Holly. And Holly, kind of a similar journey as me. So she had been doing Beachbody for a while as a customer, and again, used all the products, was really passionate about it. And so I just reached out to her and I said, hey, I want you to be a part of this with me. I want you to do this with me. And I was so happy that she said yes. And I was so happy that I had another active coach on my team to start out as Emerald. So that was my first goal. And I think I did that within like the first 1 to 2 weeks is I was an Emerald. And then for month one, I would say as far as customer wise, I was very customer focused. Um, and what I mean by that is instead of bringing people in immediately as coaches, I was just trying to get them in the door on one of the products. And so my main focus was getting them on board with the challenge pack because I wanted them to at least try Shakeology. And so that's where the verbal communication to me was key, getting on the phone with them. The first thing we would talk about on the phone was just personal things. Sometimes we would talk for 15 or 20 minutes before we even jumped in to Beachbody stuff, which I thought was very important because I felt like they were going to take me more seriously and they wouldn't think that I was just trying to get them on the phone to sell them something again. So I talked to them about their life. I talked to them about their kids, what they were currently doing, all those things. And then we would kind of segue into, I would thank them for giving me the opportunity to talk to them. And then I would segue into what their focus was. What are their needs and wants? Was it from a nutrition standpoint that they needed help? Was it fitness? Was it a combo? And 9 times out of 10, they were telling me a combo. They wanted both things. And so at that point is when I would introduce the challenge pack. And not only would I introduce the challenge pack, I would tell them what was included in a challenge pack, how much it cost, and then how much each of those things cost separately. So I would say, okay, if you get the just Beachbody On Demand Shakeology challenge pack, it's $140 right now. If you got these separately, it would be $100 just for Beachbody On Demand for the year, then another $130 for Shakeology. So you're basically trying Shakeology for $40, and it's probably going to be the cheapest you'll ever get to try it is by doing this. And most of the time they were like, yeah, no, that's true. That's right. That is the cheapest I'm going to get to try it. Then they would say, but it's expensive. Like it's $130 going forward if I like it. And I said, well, we do have an option to be an affiliate coach or discount coach where you get 25% off the products. So I went ahead and planted the seed to say, yeah, but you could get it for less than $100 a month if you really like it. So they at least knew that was an option. And then I also told them everything else I had to offer them as a coach: meal plans, accountability, VIP Fit Crew group, Facebook message groups, with everybody else that's going to be doing the same program as you to help support and encourage you along the way. So those are the things that I specifically discussed with them on every single call. And I ended up having 4 new customers that month, and 3 of them did challenge packs and tried Shakeology for the first time. So at the end of month 1, I was an Emerald. I hit Success Club 10. I had 3 personally sponsored coaches, and I had 4 customers. Month 1. So month 2 is kind of when it gets really crazy because you got to get to Diamond. And I only had 3 personally sponsored coaches. So I was very coach focused in month 2. And I was coach focused in 2 aspects. I focused on my existing customers and new customers. So my existing customers, my goal was to add value as much as possible to their experience. So weekly emails and messages, encouragement on social media, just following up with them personally to say, how's it going? Asking how Shakeology was, if they were liking it. And of the 3 coaches that tried Shakeology, that first month, all of them said, I like Shakeology. Hey, what about that affiliate coaching thing, the discount coach? Can I still do that? And I said, absolutely, you can still do that. And so 3 out of my first 4 customers transitioned over to affiliate coaches in month 2. Then I also had, again, because I was adding value to my coach group, had a coach that came to me and gave me a customer referral. So she brought someone to me and said, hey, this person used to do Beachbody. She started staying at home, so they weren't making as much money. She was doing some cheaper options, but now she's back at work. She wants to jump on Beachbody again. I've told her about you, and she's going to reach out to you. So she did, and I added another coach that way. Again, because I added value to my existing clients, I ended up getting a customer referral out of it. And then also because I hit Success Club 10 in month 1, I also got a new coach from the Shakeology Lead program. So again, because I hit a goal in month 1, I was in some way rewarded for it in month 2. And then as far as new customers go, I really focused on following up with my target customers from month 1. So like I said, I had a few that told me in October, not yet, but come talk to me in November. And so I immediately did, like first week of November, those were the first people I contacted. And I immediately told them about affiliate coaches. I talked about it as an Amazon Prime membership because that is really what it's kind of equated to. And basically all of my new customers that I had in month 2, for the most part, signed up as affiliate coaches that month. And then I also just really focused on utilizing Beachbody promos in month 2, Black Friday. It was November. So that is one of the things that I will say is probably the most important in all of this too, is to really utilize the Beachbody promos as much as you can, because people like seeing deals. They like hearing about it. So that helped me as well. So I focused on existing customers, new customers, getting them to coaches. And then also my focus was getting my husband and my sister-in-law to Emerald as well. And so Holly, we were able to get her to Emerald. And then my husband, I think that's probably another tricky part of all of this, is like you're trying to build your own group of personally sponsored coaches to get you where you need to be for Diamond, but you're also trying to build your husband to Emerald as well at the same time. And so you really just kind of have to be strategic in who you add where. I will say the first coach that I added to my husband was that coach from the customer referral, because I knew that she loved all the products. And so I felt like that was a good person to put under him to get him started. And then I actually added my mom under him as well that month. So plus another person. So at the end of the day, I ended up with 8 personally sponsored coaches. At one point in that month, I actually had 9, and one person dropped off. So that's why it's important to keep adding people, regardless of whether you get to the 8 or not, because some will drop off unexpectedly. I got my husband to 3 personally sponsored coaches, and my sister-in-law had 2 at the end of the month. So that was month 2. So goal reached in month 2. And then month 3 was really focused on getting to Success Club again in order to get to Success Starter. My overall focus that month, it was very similar to, I would say, month 2, in that it was adding value to existing customers, using the Beachbody promos, Bar Blend specifically, for new customers, because that was something that I felt like was really going to speak to women, to my market. It spoke to me. I don't even have I did gymnastics when I was little, but I don't dance. I don't do any of that, but it was something that was really intriguing to me because it was so different. But I knew there were people out there that probably the workouts that I do regularly, they look and they're like, I would never want to do that workout. And so seeing something like this that I could share was just something different that I thought that everyone would really love. So again, just focused on adding value to my existing customers, really inviting my new customers similar to how I was before, but using Bar Blend, and then trying to create a strong diamond for myself. So, you know, trying to work up to the 10 or 11. I ended up getting to 9 because, again, I had one person drop off. And then working with my sister-in-law and my husband to get them more 2-strong emeralds. So at the end of the month, my husband had 4 coaches, 2 on each leg, and my sister-in-law had 4, 2 on each leg. So um, that's really how I did it. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong, but that's what I did. And what I would say is I think the most important thing is just be true to you. Be pure. Know your purpose. Know what you're here to do. And if you know that, and that's going to come across when you're talking to people, and they're going to see that you really do care about them and they're not just a number. And that you want them to do great things and you want to be there to watch them succeed in their journey. So overall, that's what I have. And you get to do things like 10 rounds if you're a success starter, which has been amazing. I'm starting week 5 tomorrow. It's a 6-week program. I've been doing Ultimate Portion Fix with it. I actually chose the Time Nutrition route, and I have not cheated once, guys. No cheats or anything, which is the first time I can actually say that in a program. It was one of my goals from the beginning of the year, was to get through an entire Beachbody program without cheating on nutrition. And so far I've done it. That's even with my birthday. That's even with Super Bowl Sunday. And then of course this coming up Valentine's Day. So it is doable. I've lost almost 10 pounds in 4 weeks from it, and I'm shredded. And let me just say, heart rate is up in these workouts, but you don't know it because you're having to think so much about what punch you are throwing, my friends. So it's definitely a different kind of workout, but it's really good. So I plan to do it again when it's fully released because I'm liking it that much. So hopefully y'all will join in on that with me. But I know we're kind of running out of time, so I will stop.
So first, I'll open it up for questions. Number 1, fabulous job. Number 2, I know you're obsessed with 80-day obsession. Do you like 10 rounds better?
Oh, that's hard. That's really hard. I like them for different reasons. So
yeah. Well, I know you're an 80-day obsession fan, so I was super excited to see your results from this. And if you haven't been following Leslie's results, she looks freaking insane. Okay, any questions that y'all have for Leslie? I know we're running out of time. We're about to do recognition. I don't think I missed any questions in the chat. Lots of positive feedback. And I love the way you broke this down. I love your type A personality and how you broke down exactly how you did it. Yes, you did it correctly. There is no wrong way to get it done. But I will say the one thing that was in your favor, and the one thing I always say over and over and over, I'm sure you guys think I'm a broken record, the faster that you hit it, the easier it will be. Because just like you said, Leslie, people fall apart. And if you don't keep going and you don't keep working, if you let your foot off the gas pedal and you decide, oh, I'm going to take off for a couple of weeks, your diamond's going to crumble way faster than it came together. Oh, I went unshared. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, I lost everyone. So anyway, Success Loves, any questions? Did I freeze?
All right, I'll go ahead and can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do recognition. All right, so I'll start with Success Club. Lots of people on the board already. This one is so awesome. Both Laura, Jessica, and Abby have locked in Success Club 6. Laura and Jessica both at 8. And then at Success Club 4, helping 2 people so far, is Shauna Genevieve, Kathleen, Shara, Leah, and Stephanie. And with 2 points, Jackie, myself, Allison, Taylor, Sarah, Leslie, Carissa, Laura, Valerie, Merlin, Caitlin, Yvonne, Amanda, Brianna, Raquel, and Caitlin. And then some rank advancements or other like business things we can celebrate. Laura, it was a first time Emerald this week. Congratulations. And Nancy Rodriguez is hit Success Starter month 2. So after she hits Success Club in February, she will officially be a 3-month Success Starter and earn a free ticket to Summit and a guaranteed spot in the test group for whatever program comes next after 10 rounds. And then congratulations, Jessica Warren, on getting your 3rd business center to double Emerald. That's so awesome. And then Team Cup, holy cow. Team Fit-ish has 16 freaking points already. That's awesome. The Dynamic Divas with 14 points. Team Nacho Average Squad at 12, along with Slay to Win and Team AIM. And then at 6 points is Team Sunshine, Team Joy Dynasty, and Legendary Leaders. That's so awesome. So y'all, just a reminder on your Team Cup points, it's not just Success Club. You also get points for registering for Summit, and rank advancements is in this month. So super excited to see all of that. All right, do we have anything else to go over on this call before we jump over to our GSD call? No? All right. Leah, how many points do y'all have? I can't even see Leah on the screen. Okay, we'll see those of you that filled out the GSD tracker. We'll see y'all here in just a minute. Bye.